Okay, this is the real reason why some Yorubas hate Igbo so much.
Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forests, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war, and you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying something about the East? Why did they not say to...
And you know the reason they hate Igbo so much? It is not because Igbos did anything historically to the Yorubas. No.
As a people, Fulani will take you over. As simple as that. Do you want your towns, let's say Obomosho, to be renamed into a Fulani name?
Meanwhile, it was Fulanis that took Ilorin from Yorubas. Yorubas does not hate Fulanis the way they hate Igbos. Because
your only alternative is a revolution. Let nobody discourage you. All the countries of the world doing very, very well, they all went through a revolution. You must go through it. If you don't go through it, you can never ever survive.
But of all these people, the person that has maltreated the northern part of the country, the person that has abused in totality the trust and confidence of the northern people is Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
All right, I've heard severally on the internet, you hear Yorubas calling on Igbos, majorly Yorubas calling on Igbos, that Igbos did this, Igbos did that. And if you investigate properly, you will see that it is not Igbos. You know, that majority of the things committed, even abroad and locally, is not even Igbos like that. It's majorly from them. Igbos are not your problem, and Igbos cannot be your problem. Igbos majorly, whatever they want, they go for it and get it. If it's money that you want, they give you money. Don't come and regret that you have sold your land later to the Igbos. Meanwhile, you left the people that you are supposed to be annoyed with, and be attacking the Igbos. Well, I want you to listen to what this my man is saying in that regards.
Okay, this is the real reason why some Yorubas hate Igbo so much. And you know the reason they hate Igbo so much? It is not because Igbos did anything historically to the Yorubas. No. Meanwhile, it was Fulanis that took Ilorin from Yorubas. Yorubas does not hate Fulanis the way they hate Igbos. Because the Igbos are the ones who always tell them the truth of their weaknesses. And that weaknesses is that Yorubas want to actually eat their cake and still have it. Not all of them though. Some of them, and especially most of them who are not educated enough, they want to eat their cake and still have it. They will sell their land to the Igbos, and Igbos are buying these lands that they are selling to them in the name that we are one Nigeria, they are one country. So everywhere is home, right? One country, everywhere is home. Then they will come back and go back to say, no, this land they have sold to them, they are taking it over now. Does it make sense to you? These are the people who hold one Nigeria together. They want Nigeria to be one indivisible country. Yet they do not want Igbos to live in their land, but they want one Nigeria. Now Igbos say that no, there is nothing one about Nigeria. Since when we buy land in Yoruba land, and we occupy land, develop this land, eventually they will say, no, we are taking over their land. Now let us go our separate ways so that we will stop buying land. We will buy land in the name that we are buying land in a foreign country, not buying land in our country. Yorubas say no, because Fulani oligarch favors them. Fulani gives them 8 years. As per, they represent the southern part of Nigeria. Fulani take 8 years. The north, which is the Hausas in the north, the majority, they are the pawn. Just like the majority in the south are the pawn, the south and the southeast, as per geographical division done by the Britain. So the Yorubas are the minority in the south, because if you bring south together, eastern region consists of south. So, but south was actually removed from the east, so that there will be division that will weaken the Igbo people. You will find the people bearing Igbo name, yet they are not Igbo. You find people speaking Igbo. They told them, no, they are not Igbo. So this is the confusion that we have seen. Now tell me, be the judge. If we say that we want to go our separate ways, having seen that Fulanis have taken monopoly over business, Fulanis have taken monopoly over politics, they don't have the number. They are 15 million 2 years ago, but now they are 20 million because their number keep on ramping up every day, because since Buhari took over power, Fulani population increased drastically. How it increased is history. So, because we admonish the behaviors of Yorubas, they always want to stand in the middle. Not all of them. There are good Yorubas. There are a lot of friends of mine who are Yorubas. And I believe they understand this, because that is what has kept Nigeria under this bondage that we are living in today. So if you know it is not one Nigeria, why do you insist that it is one Nigeria? Because you are now fighting that Igbos are taking over your land. These lands, they bought it. They paid for it. They develop it. After they develop it, you want to now champion it to be your land. You sold it to them. You want to now claim they are taking over your land. Are you insane? Dude, you guys are so entitled. You guys are so entitled and emboldened to the point that you don't realize that you cannot sell your land and still have it. You sold it to them under rhetoric of one Nigeria, and they bought it because they believe that Nigeria is one. And you go behind down and telling the government that Igbos are taking your land. You cry one Nigeria, but you don't want Igbos to vote in Lagos. Then, when Igbos talk about your inconsistencies and your, snake behavior, then you will detest Igbos, you will hate them, you will go about telling people that Igbos are the ones committing crime all over the world, just like you are doing in South Africa. They are selling powder all over South Africa, even when the opposite is the case, because you are selling powder in South Africa, you are committing fraud in South Africa, you are doing everything that is being talked about in South Africa. No one talks about it because Igbos don't have time that you have to come out there.
So, you have seen it, and I tell you that
they know they are not going to make any headway in the east. They have turned their attention to the west. They are forcibly occupying their land and telling them that they cannot do anything about it. A whole presidency in a country openly and brazenly supporting terrorists. All of you watching and listening all over the world, you know that Miyetti Allah is a terrorist organization. You know that. They have killed. They have said that Benue State is theirs for the taking as a spoil of war. All of you are aware of it. You know what they are doing. Anywhere you have Fulani headsmen, terrorists for that matter, they tell you, oh, they are pastoralists. They are allowed to do their businesses in the forest. All of you are aware of it. But you kept quiet, hoping that somehow Tinubu will emerge as the president, or an Igbo man will come as the president, and your family will start enjoying. But in the meantime, you have no more farmlands, you have no more forests, you have nowhere you can call your own home. The same stupidity exhibited by Hausa peasants that enabled Fulani to take Sokoto from them, that enabled Fulani to take Katsina from them, that enabled Fulani to take even Kanu from them. Every Hausa land is occupied either by a Fulani emir or a Fulani governor. Some of you don't want to reason. You don't ever learn that the main aim of Fulani is to conquer your land and enslave you. Look at Hausa people today. As I wrote yesterday, they are worse than a discarded tissue paper. They are worth nothing. Only their language is what is relevant in their lives. Everything else is lost. All of you are repeating the exact same mistakes that the Hausas made. That is why they are in trouble. And that is why they can never ever come out of it. They are all suffering from what I would an advanced version of the Stockholm Syndrome. Can you imagine that these people came into their land and took it over and they cannot do anything about it? Hausa is gone. It took Fulani very many years before they came out of their shell to say we are Fulani. Remember before, many years ago, they said we are Hausa Fulani. We are Hausa Fulani. Because that time, their subjugation of the Hausa race hasn't been completed. Now they have completed it. Have they not completed it? And what is happening right now? I ask you what is happening now. Fulani have now come out to tell you we are Fulani people. Is that not what they are saying now? They are not telling you we are Fulani. No more Hausa Fulani. What does that tell you? That the Hausa race no longer exists. Do you want the same thing to happen to you? Do you want the same thing to happen to your families? To your villages? Do you want your towns, let's say Obomosho, to be renamed into a Fulani name? Do you want Onisha to answer a Fulani name? Forget all the nonsense about unity of Nigeria. All they are uniting against is your common interest. Unless you prefer epileptic power supply, unless you prepare to live your whole life without running water, unless you want to live in abject poverty and deprivation, your only alternative is a revolution. Let nobody discourage you. All the countries of the world doing very, very well, they all went through a revolution. You must go through it. If you don't go through it, you can never ever survive as a people. Fulani will take you over. As simple as that. This very day, we are making it known to the whole world that the Muslim extremist dictatorship masquerading as a secular democratic government must be demolished. It must be demolished for you to survive. They have to be demolished. If you do not demolish them, your lives will end very, very miserably. I assure you. I assure you. The zoo is on its knees. Everybody knows that the zoo called Nigeria is on its knees. Who doesn't know that? Everybody knows. Nothing is functioning. You are all aware of it. When they say go and register for NIM or whatever, NIM or whatever rubbish is called, all of you trooped out without legislation, without any laws. Fulani can control you however they like. Once they announce it, Yoruba newspapers very foolishly and stupidly will support them because they want Tinubu as the president. And you are all dying every blessed day. You are all dying every day. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forests, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war, and you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying the same thing about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them. Do you know why Borno State is still alive? Why you still have the Kanuri people in Borno today? Was because they resisted the Fulani centuries ago. You have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia. They are now in Okigwe. And you're asking us to somehow fold our hands and keep quiet because of 2023, because one idiot is going to come out to become a president, because of that rubbish, because of that nonsensical notion, we should fold our hands and wait until we are overrun by the Janjaweed from the Sahel. Is that how reasonable people think? Is that how people that wish to survive as a race, is that how they reason? It is very, very shocking that some of you do not understand what the Fulanis have in store for you. Very, very soon it is going to happen. And when it happens, your eyes will clear. And about whom you will see it very clearly. I was warning you. In 2014, 2015, 2016, they said he's a warmonger. He's a warmongering. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are avoiding is going to come to your villages. They said, no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today? When Yoruba was supporting the dead idiot called Buhari, did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen. IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria. But Mietiala is not. People that you are calling bandits, have you heard anybody come out to say, please Buhari, since presidency is there defending terrorists in the forest, why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe a Fulani group. Never. And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. But their land is under siege. Their land is under siege. And the Fulani will take it. It doesn't take time. So I am here today to encourage them that they must stand tall and be very strong, resolute. That is what Fulani does. They control the media. They have well-paid consultants all over the world doing their bidding for them. They have that woman at UN trying to lobby the world that everything is okay in the zoo called Nigeria. But you and I know that the zoo is not okay. You and I know the game plan of the Fulani. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. Every day you read, you lament, you complain. Every day you read, you lament. And that's all you do. That is all you do. You read, you lament, you complain, you do nothing about it. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulanis to take over your ancestral lands, to take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. And now they're in Yoruba land. They're in their forests. They are in their forests. And who is going to drive them away from there? If not the Yoruba youths. Forget about your useless governors. Your elders are very strong. I love Yoruba elders. The way they behave, the way they talk. Very, very strong. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists.
Igbos have not done you anything. Igbos are always peaceful anywhere they are, except if you have sold your property to them and later you start regretting. However, on the other side, the Northerners are very annoyed with what Tinubu is doing to them. Yes, they said they are giving instances of how they provided support to other, presidents, that why Tinubu on should be different. Why make una hear am by yourself?
One part of the country has had a history of supporting those that come from other regions. The northern part of the country has supported Chief Olusegun Obasanjo to power. The northern part of the country has supported Chief Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to power. The northern part of the country has supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu to power. But of all these people, the person that has maltreated the northern part of the country, the person that has abused in totality the trust and confidence of the northern people is Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's your verdict. Of course, that's my verdict and that's my personal opinion, and I believe a lot of northerners share the same opinion with me. Let us not take our attention away from what is really going to happen. What is really going to happen is that the northerners are going to decide and take a look at who did what, when, and how. And that is how the northern part of the country is going to decide. Anybody that thinks he's going to take the northern part of the country for granted on election day, he is doing it at his own peril.
All right, viewers, I thank you for coming along with me. Please, if you have not subscribed to YangaLife channel, click on the subscription button, notification bell, like our videos, and don't forget to share them till I come your way next time.